Hey everybody, welcome back to Andertons TV. I have gate crashed an episode of Acoustic Paradiso this week to be with the lovely Ben Smith.
Hello everyone.
Because as you can see from Ben's VIP goggles, we're going blindfold. So, a little time ago, hopefully you've watched a video that Ben shot for us on these beautiful new Epiphone Inspired by Gibson acoustic guitars.
Yeah.
There's a J45, there's a Hummingbird, and there's a J200, of course, like almost the trifecta of amazing Gibson acoustic guitars. But how good are they really? That's the question. And if I blindfold Ben and I hand him the regular Gibson version of that guitar and the new Epiphone version of that guitar, not necessarily in that order, will he be able to tell the difference?
I'm looking forward to this.
So here we go.
All right, I'll goggle up.
Yeah,
sorry.
goggle up, please,
Okay.
man. You're just going to hear this through the microphone here. We're not using the pickup systems or anything like that. And I am going to start with this one. Which, yes, put your arm out. There we go.
Extend
yes,
my
you might
sanitised
just
hands.
have to. We have avoided the. Yes, we've hand sanitized, by the way, everybody.
All clean.
And you are facing just about the right direction. So I will tell you now that I've given you a hummingbird of some origin or other.
All right.
And everybody, I've tried to tune them best I can because that's the one thing I've asked Ben not to touch in these videos. You can touch anything else you like. Please don't touch the machine heads as they might be a giveaway.
All right. Am I good to go?
You are.
Okay then. All right. Cool. Okay.
Right, we'll pass that one back.
I like it. Am I clear?
Yes, you're.
Okay.
It's these little clips, it's these middle bits that prove that he is actually blindfolded. It's like, you know.
I really don't want to whack any of these guitars on a microphone.
And here comes the other one.
Okay. Cool. They're both good. I think I mean the neck profile feels slightly different on this one to the other one, but I mean that's not bad or good. But I would say I'd say this one was probably the Epiphone.
What is it that's making you think that?
Do you know what? I don't know. I just it's a feel thing. I think this one is really nice. I'm not. Don't get me wrong. They're both great, but the other one just I don't know. It's like a bit more hi-fi, if that's a thing I can say. It's very tricky to tell actually because they're both nice. They're different, but not.
So given that one of them will have a nitrocellulose lacquer and the other one will have this slightly new aged lacquer that the Epiphone is using, so like a sort of the top level of shine has kind of been taken off.
Yeah.
And that'll be on the back of the necks as well, and you'll be feeling it on the arm joint as well. Is there one that, in fairness, I mean, you can put your right hand out.
Okay.
So there's one back of the neck.
Yeah.
Is that a feel difference?
It is. It's slightly glossier. This is because this this feels like the Epiphone because of the satiny bit. You're right on the kind of. Particularly up here, I can feel it with my shirt more than anything else. But there's not much. There's not much in it. It's just, I'd say it was more kind of. It's almost down to personal preference.
Wow.
Although, having said that, the Gibson will it age better? I don't know. I mean, that's such a hard thing to try and guess, isn't it? But I think the Gibson is somehow, feels like it already has a bit more of a dynamic range, but that might be something that would come with this when it's just played in more.
Given that I am sitting pretty much in line with where the microphone is, I would be surprised on YouTube if anybody hears any difference. There was a small difference. It could literally be the strings. So both these guitars are brand new, but the Gibson will have whatever strings Gibson string with, and the Epiphone will have whatever strings they string with. So they're new but different. And I almost think that, blimey, I almost wonder if you could change the strings for an identical brand of string across the two guitars and then sit there going, wow, I'm not sure that I can hear any discernible difference.
Like it's really small. There's something kind of in the low mids that's different, but it's not that it's worse.
All right. Well, okay. So round one, you think the first guitar you played there was the Gibson Hummingbird, and the second guitar that you played was the Epiphone.
I do.
All right. She'll reveal all at the end.
All right. Shall I pass this one back?
Yes, please.
Okay. Am I clear of the mic?
You are.
Good.
Thank you very much.
Right.
If you want to play along at home, of course, just switch your monitor off and just leave the sound up and see if you can hear anything. Yeah. So let's do the J45 next.
Yeah.
And again, I could be passing you a Gibson, or I could be passing you an Epiphone.
Okay.
Only the people who are watching will know.
All right. Let's go. Okay.
Don't say anything. Don't say anything about what you think.
I can't find the 12th fret. That's me though.
Pass it towards my voice. As opposed to some random person standing behind you. Okay.
I've lost all sense of perspective of where I am in the room.
Here is the next one.
Right, okay. Okay. I know which one I prefer.
Well, that's okay. Which one do you prefer?
I prefer this one.
Okay. And what are you hearing? What are you feeling different between the two?
I think there's a bigger difference between this one, which I think this is the Gibson. To me, sonically, there's a bigger difference between this and the other one than there was with the Hummingbirds. Still pretty close, but it's something for this one. I think it's a bit of everything. It's not one particular thing that makes it stand out, but it's got a bit more bottom end and a bit more top end, and just it sounds bigger to me playing it here than the other one does, and the note separation is better between strings and stuff. It's all that kind of a lot of little things that add up to me thinking that this one is the Gibson. And
I think that observation that you made about it's not any one thing that feels loads better, but it's lots and lots of little things.
Yeah.
I remember, going back and doing early videos, blindfold videos with chappers on Gibson electric guitars, and it's the same thing. There's no, given that the price differential is pretty enormous, 4 or 5 times the price.
It's huge.
There's no one feature that's 4 or 5 times better than the Epiphone. But you just end up going, this is this, and there's this, and there's this, and there's this, and you accept that labour in America is more expensive than labour in the Far East, and the components will probably be more expensive, and you just have to tick a lot of boxes and go a little bit extra for that, a little bit extra for that, a little bit extra for that. Plus, of course, the big one, is, you know, how does it make you feel about the fact that you own a Gibson versus an Epiphone? And usually there's a certain sense of pride that comes with that and kudos and things like that. So you pay for that as well.
Yeah.
But anyway, look, I mean, I hope I'm not, you know, endorsing your decision or not, but you think that's the Gibson and you think the other one is
I think this is the Gibson. I think the other one is the Epiphone. I think the Epiphone is a really good guitar, but I think this is an exceptional guitar.
Yeah. I mean, I'm... Again, from where I'm sitting, the tonal difference is so marginal.
It's minimal stuff, man.
I genuinely. I mean, I'm looking at the strings and I'm thinking to I mean, again, I can't remember what strings are on these Epiphones, but
I'm not sure.
That would be a typical thing where, you know, of course, in the Far East, using a set of strings that was $1 less would add up to quite a lot of money when you're making tens of thousands of guitars. And in America, you know, they would normally go, no, let's just use the best set of strings that we can on this guitar because it's going to be a premium price guitar anyway. Silly little things like that. That might just be the difference. But hey,
I think so. And you know, I've been lucky since I started, you know, doing stuff here. I've played a lot of J45s particularly, and I've fallen for them. And this, the Epiphone's great, and you know, I'd take that out and do pub gigs, but I'd take this to the recording studio.
It's funny, isn't it? It's when I first started selling guitars, it was always the bling of the Hummingbird and the J200 that drew me in.
Yeah.
And actually, if you asked me today, you know, X many years later, what's the one that you'd really use the most if you owned all three? Yeah. It would be the J45, I think.
Me too, man. I love J200s, but I think if I was, you know, day to day, cover a lot of bases guitar, you want a J45.
Right, we'll hand that back then.
Okay, am I clear?
Pretty much, yeah,
good.
Well done.
Okay, good.
Okay, so finally, the big one, the daddy. Which one should I do first, the Epiphone or the Gibson? You guys decide. Oh, really? No, I wasn't expecting that. Here we go, incoming.
Okay. J200s.
Oh, look. Right, come on, you've got to give it back now.
No, it's mine. Go then.
I'm glad you gave it back to front as well, because, you know, the flame maple back and sides that they use on both the Epiphone and the Gibson, and I'm not giving anything away there, is very purdy.
Yeah, maple is super pretty
Okay.
for backs and sides.
So here we have the contender.
Okay.
Is this 6 times more expensive or a sixth of the price?
Oh, this is a tricky one. But it's not that tricky actually. Okay.
So which is that?
This is the Epiphone.
Why would you say that, Mr. Smith?
I would say it was the Epiphone because it doesn't sound as nice as the Gibson. Like, well, that's mean. That's a mean thing to say. The one I played first, if it was the Gibson, indeed. Again, it's that similar thing to the J45, man. Except I think the tonal difference was more pronounced between these two models. The other one, it sounded a lot fuller to me.
From where I'm sitting,
yeah.
That final comparison between the J200s, the tonal difference was the biggest of the three.
Definitely.
The bass end on the first one
yes.
was substantially more apparent than the bass end on the second one. Assuming, of course, that you know that the bigger bass end is on the dearer one. You know.
I mean, yeah. The first one sounded how I want a J200 to sound. This one sounds like a kind of
I think it's interesting though, because I don't know how much of this you covered in the overview of the range, because I wasn't here for that video. But the Epiphone guitars are all quite a similar price, aren't they? They're all between sort of 650, 750,
like
kind of money.
799, is it?
Whereas on the Gibsons, the price difference is huge.
Oh, man.
You've got just sort of
$4,000 or something.
Yeah, just over $2,000 for the J45 and more than $4,000 for a J200 nowadays.
Yeah.
So in terms of value, actually the Epiphone J200 is the standout, compared to the Gibson ones. But I do know what you mean. It's interesting. It's certainly let's is it fair now that Ben, you're firmly putting your camp of like the second one was the Epiphone, the first one was
I would say
Gibson.
this is the Epiphone, the other one is the Gibson.
Well, there we are. You can take your blindfold off now, I think. Yes. I hope you enjoyed playing along. How did you get on with that, Ben? You there wasn't really any sense that you weren't sure on any of them. I think you were pretty much straight in going, this is the dearer one, this is the cheaper one.
Yeah, I was. But it's like you say, that's 4,200 and this is 800 quid.
Yeah.
So that's, does it sound that much better for the Gibson one?
I don't. Do you know one of the things I think, and I don't know if this is to do with the resonance or what.
Yeah.
But all the Epiphones are a little bit heavier than all the Gibsons, and I wonder if perhaps the thinner, maybe that weight is coming from heavier duty bracing, maybe slightly thicker timbers, maybe it's slightly easier to work with the thicker timbers. But I'm kind of sitting there going, what it's taking away from each of the Epiphones is that vibrancy and resonance of the Gibsons.
Yeah.
So I still, this is kind of one of those blindfold tests that there shouldn't really be a loser in this. What you very clearly comes across with the Epiphone is it doesn't sound that different. They look fantastic. They don't sound bad. None of them sound bad. Yeah, they play good. They're crazy good value for money. And I'm so pleased that Epiphone are starting to do these higher end Far Eastern models. For so many years, Epiphone have just gone, well, as long as we compete round about the £200-300 mark, that's fine. I think
it's a good move because you get the kind of the confidence of buying from Epiphone.
Absolutely.
They've been around forever. And you never know, like this one with the maple, because maple's so stiff. This is a very fresh guitar. Give it a couple of years, it might sound closer to that. You never know. It's hard to know.
Possibly. I think to a certain degree, it's all, for me, the logic says the Epiphone is the standout model in every range. The heart says, sorry, that's the heart, isn't it? The heart says, I still want the Gibson because it's a little bit better and it's got the name on the headstock that all my guitar heroes played.
I was just noticing, which I hadn't until literally just now, the difference in the bridges. Because that one, apart from having the cutouts, this is filled with mother of pearl, it looks, and this might just be a trick of my eye, it looks thinner.
Well, you've obviously got this less wood here on the bridge. You've got the filled in one.
The depth, it doesn't look as deep. But
details like that, I don't know how close. Obviously, that's based on a vintage spec J200. This is a sort of a regular, it's like a standard modern spec J200. Hey, look, man. It's really, really cool.
That was fun.
Nice. Everybody loves the blindfold challenge. I said to Ben and Ben will hopefully attest to this. I'd said prior to the cameras rolling, you can say whatever you like.
Yeah.
I don't care which one you think sounds better, which one wins. Just be completely honest with you in these blindfold challenges. But this one pretty much played out as, you would expect.
But considering the difference in price between all of these, the quality of the Epiphone stuff is really great.
Well, there you are. Yeah. If you've not seen the video that Ben did, where he sort of goes a little deeper on all the new Epiphone models, and there are other colours, and there's like an electroacoustic version of the J45. Go and watch that. But please like and subscribe. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you for allowing me to appear in another video.
It's all right. I'll let you.
Cheers, guys. Thanks for watching.
See you soon.
See you soon.